The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
The disciples of John approached Jesus and said, "Why do we and the Pharisees fast much, but your disciples do not fast?" Jesus answered them, "Can the wedding guests mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, and welcome to the minor Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag. Dito po sa Pilipinas, there is one thing that attracts me a lot. That is how Filipino love to eat. How Filipinos love to eat. For Filipino, food is not really physical nourishment, but it is an essential part of culture, community, and celebration that people much enjoy and share with their family and friends. Likewise, in my country, in Indonesia, mealtime is a beautiful moment for every family and friend to share food, and at the same time, we share our stories and we interact with one another. That is why po, when I stay with some Filipino families during the exposure programs here around Philippines, they always offer me a lot of food. Every time I visit their house, the first question they ask me is, "Anak, kumain ka ba? Did you eat?" Then what is really touched me is they let me join them during mealtime. We eat together in their dining room. Ganyan din here po sa Manaoag. During the house blessing, the owner of the house always prepare a lot of food, lechon, sisig, whatever, and then they ask me to take the food as much I can. So for me, this hospitality and generosity shape my appreciation for this culture, and it makes me feel at home. Mga kapatid, in today's gospel, Jesus said to the disciples of John, "Can the wedding guests mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast." By saying this, Jesus emphasized that He is the source of our joy and happiness, and we don't need to be sad as long as He is with us. In this case, Jesus uses food and drink as the medium to create an intimacy fellowship between God and His people. For that reason, we should know the reason why we should fast. So, the question is now, why should we fast during this Lent season? As we know, the purpose of fasting is to restore and strengthen our intimacy with God. The old tradition argues that fasting helps us as Christians to rediscover our first love for God again. And fasting is a way to humble ourselves in the sight of God. In other words, fasting is for our benefit, so we can get closer to God. In this Lent season, we are encouraged to do fasting. Why? So that we can be prepared to witness Jesus' resurrection in our lives and be aware of God's love for us and believe in God, because at the end of the day, God will satisfy our hunger and thirst with the eternal food which draw us closer to Him. Therefore, if you are fasting, let we fast with a joyful heart, because we will see God. And when we eat, we share the joy with Jesus and others. Indeed, when we have a meal with someone, it is because we are family and friends, or want to get closer and become friends. Moreover, when Jesus shares the meal, His body and blood with us in this Holy Eucharist. Therefore, as we continue this Eucharistic celebration, let us reflect and ask ourselves, is Jesus in our hearts? And is there joy in our heart because Jesus is with us?